The chair Hey, Mr. Tyler.
Hello, Miss Frank.
Hey,
Uh,
Mr. Tyler.
hey, Miss. Guys might want to set your screens up and get logged into SB and Google Docs. We're about to get started. Hello, Mr. Carter. Okay, so let's do a quick attendance. We're going to do our norms and get started on today's problem. Welcome to class, David. You just made it. You're about to be marked late. All right, Mr. Rush, are you there? I see your name there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna come back to him because I need to reach out to Miss Scott. Okay. All right. So let's get started with our norms, everybody. I have up here the objective and also have the terms for you in advance. Try to do this morning so you guys have access to it. So, well, let's go through what we have to do today so we can pretty much get a lot of this done. All right. So I'm trying to change the screen. I think you guys can see what I'm doing. I've left it up here. It says it's showing you guys and gals or just everyone. All right, so our five basic norms. Give me a moment waiting for it to load. And I'm going to go down the list. The first person in the list is going to be Miss Richardson, it looks like. So at the very top of the list, and you start with number 1 and number 2, Miss Richardson. Are you there?
Yeah, no one has the right to hurt another person. Education in the classroom are sacred.
Thank you. I'll say 1 and 2, and then like she stopped. Okay, so David, can you read 3 and 4?
We will never behave in a way that discredit ourselves, our school, and our family. At Excel Academy South, where students are always a lady or a gentleman.
Okay, thank you, sir. Lee Carter, can you read number 5 and number 1 of the academic norms?
We take pride in the academy. It's the academy Southwest. We respect the opinions of others.
Thank you, sir. Miss Franklin, can you read number 2 and number 3 of the academic norms?
We respect the culture of the classroom. We are attentive and participate.
Thank you, ma'am. Coming back to Miss Richardson, can you read in the final part 4 and 5?
Um, we have high expectations of ourselves, our peers, and our teachers. Wait,
Thank
yeah,
you.
teachers.
And the next
We
one?
are here to focus on preparing ourselves for post-secondary. You said it right.
Endeavors. Pretty good. All right. So, just a couple of quick notes I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm going to share this again. I'll probably put it in the chat. I know a lot of people I've seen, and I was trying to analyze this last night to help you guys do stuff faster. There are shortcuts to turn on your camera and turn off your camera, as well as turn on your microphone and turn off your microphone. So I'm going to show you what those are in a second. If you are on your Google Meet screen and you're on a computer, here are the shortcuts. I'm going to type it in for you. And I'm going to share this with staff later too. So to press Control, welcome to class, Castro. So you press Control. Control is a button on your keyboard, by the way. So C is capital C. Make sure I spell it right so you can find it on your keyboard. TRL, and then plus and D, right? That allows you to turn on and off your microphone in case you can't get to it, right? That little button, there's a shortcut key for it. So let me show you that in the chat. And then to turn on and off your camera, okay, because you guys are like, I can't do it, and I'm gonna start telling you, press this, and be in Google Doc because I'm starting to catch students with lies, and I'm forewarning you. I am a former engineer and nuclear physicist, so we just don't play like that, even in Chicago. So camera on. And you might want to write this down somewhere because if you don't want to be going between screens and figuring out where the button is, I know the menu goes up and down. You just hold Control, press D, it'll turn your microphone on and off on your keyboard, right? That's simultaneous with something plus. You hold Control, then press that button, and then Control E allows you to turn the camera on and off in Google Meet. All right, so no more, no more excuses. I can't find the button. I can't. Okay, I helped you out. There's a shortcut. All right, so I'll talk about that later, and the chat transcripts will be available around 4 p.m. with the video. All right, so let's get into today's assignment, and this is pretty lengthy, so I hope you're paying attention. What you want to start off with is your screens resize, right? So what do we mean? What do I mean by resize? You want to have one screen, which is ESB, and we're in period 3, right? And you have another screen, which is your Google Docs. Make sure you're logged into your correct Gmail account. And once you do that, access your Google Apps. Again, I told students in all these periods, because y'all are cell phone people and y'all are killing yourselves when it comes to getting the job. Because when you get a job and you try to just work from your cell phone, they're going to fire you because they're going to just think you're lazy. I'm just being honest. I've managed technicians and everything. Yeah, we need to get rid of them because if we send them to a job site, they're not going to open up their computer and figure out what's wrong with the machine. They're getting a little cell phone and things won't get fixed. So please try to be working on a computer because I don't know who's giving you all the excuses, but I can't help you get through the class if you can't do that little bit, which is get on a computer. All right. So Go to Google Apps, go to Docs. If you again you don't got your behind because you got whatever excuse you're not on a computer and you're on a cell phone, you have to delete things on your phone, your little bitty phone, and put Google Docs on there. So you don't see even phone. You're just making stuff harder for yourself at this point. All right, so we're gonna do blank document. It's amazing when you put as much energy into not doing something as you would doing something. Things are easier, but if you spend a lot of energy fighting the system, your life is just going to be hard because you just couldn't, I don't know, go with the program. All right, so document, you're going to name it. It's going to be due now. I'll be paying attention because a lot of students get this wrong with substitution method. Normally, we would do this type of problem on Mathematics Thursdays. But as you all know, robotics students, both periods, they have the ability to at least catch up on work because it's asynchronous days for robotics students on Thursdays. So we're gonna do what we did Thursday today because tomorrow, Thursday, I gotta give you time to try to figure out what you didn't do and your grade in the grade book, your grades, everything. So you're gonna have to use Thursday for that. So we're gonna do substitution method today because Thursday we can't.
Mr. Tyler,
Yes, Miss Love, welcome to class.
where is you at?
Where am I at? At home.
Why your background look like that?
Because I'm a physicist and we love stars, astronomy. So this is called a nebula galaxy. So if you look through a telescope, you can see some of these, or if you go to NASA, you can pick up some of these pictures. Okay, I hope that answered your question. But we want to resize our screens, and I was saying today is the 2nd of December, right? 2nd, 12, 2020. I do international standard. I'm not going to make you do it my standard. You can do the regular December 12, 2020. As long as it's dated correctly, it's cool. But I'm telling you what I do. Next, your header. So everybody should be logged in to Edsby and logged into Google Docs to keep up with what I'm about to do. I don't want to hear people saying I got lost because this is math we're about to do. And it's a lot of math we're about to do. So please follow along. And yes, I'll put the notes for the synchronous problem into the chat. Asynchronous problem moving forward, I'm just going to force you guys to pay attention because it seems like a lot of people are not doing the homework problems or the asynchronous problems. So you're going to have to like really pay attention because the asynchronous, I'm telling you in advance, I'm going to help you with a little bit of it. It's not going to go in the chat. And if you've had me before, you know how to use Math Papa. So you can check the steps, but about maybe 2 weeks, you're going to use Math Papa and you just got to repeat the steps that the online calculator teaches you. All right, so let's go through the problem, right? I said my header is the date again, 2nd, 12, 2020, and period, all right, is what? Well, we're in the 3rd period of the day, all right? And you guys are intro to engineering with robotics, and you're going to find out about that robotics part real soon because all the students that are in my classes will be getting something called a Raspberry Pi real soon. And I'm going to distribute those with the staff to almost all students because those are mini computers. So a lot of y'all with this cell phone action, Google just helped me stop y'all because y'all going to learn to build your own computers in all the classes. Anyway, Google really helped me out. I was like, nobody got computers. They got these phones, crappy phones. Like, okay, here go a bunch of things you can give the students. And I'm going to give it to you. So then you really don't have no excuses. Cool? Cool. All right. So who knows for 15 points what today's title is?
Wait, Mr. Tyler.
You said, wait.
I'm not allowed to ask.
Oh, she tried to get the points before y'all. So that's why she told me to wait. Who knows what the title is? It's really easy to figure out what the title is. You can raise your hand, but you got to hurry up. Tamia's about to take the points from y'all. I can feel it. She already said something, so y'all better hurry up before she gets it if you want 15 points. What is today's title? Ooh, people are searching. I hear Tamia clicking. Castro's.
Did you solve
Is it
for the
solved for
order?
order pair?
All right, Castro and Tamia get it. All right. Tamia, you get 20 because you tried. Castro 15 because you was like slow to the clutch. But all right. So yes, if you scrolled up in Esby, that's why I told you at the beginning of class, make sure you're logged into, I'll say it again, slowly, make sure you're logged into Edsby and Google Docs so you can keep up. So they easily got 15 points that'll help their grade from the past just by participation. That simple, right? Okay, so solve for the order pair is the title. Let's type that in there. I just showed you where I'm getting it from in case you don't know how to spell it or you don't know what it is. Here we are. And put this in the center. Remember, we have to format and edit our document to look like mine to get full credit. This is all about how well you guys pay attention. There's nothing to understand. Can you follow directions? If your parent gave you a meal to cook, can you cook it? This is what the class is about. I'm sorry, I'm treating you like college students. And if you can't follow directions, you will fail, especially if you're not participating. Sorry to say that. All right, let's center this. Okay, Stevenson just got the class. You guys are meant to catch up to me. But this is how much you should have in your document. Leave me a moment. I'm going to log Mr. Stevenson is present. Mr. Rush, are you there? Marks for students here. Stevenson just made it. Castro's here. Who else just arrived? I got Tamia, right? Yeah, I got Tamia. Yeah, it shows Tamia is present. Okay, Castro. Who else am I looking at? All right, so I think I sent out all the emails to the other students. All right, so people are not still present is Leah Cathy, absent. Roymond Davis, absent. Dominic Garcia, absent. Amir Jones is absent. Romo Aldo, I gotta send him an email. He should be here. He just arrived. And Kanaja Scott, I was gonna see if I can get Rush to contact her because she should be here too. Melody Terry, is she here? Terry. Let me go to people. I do not see Melody. Okay, so absent. And I said Daniela is absent, right? She's not here. And who else am I dealing with? Let's recycle this. Mark Weber is not present. He's absent. And I think that is my roll call. This is not updating for some reason. Let me do this one more time and I'm gonna leave it alone and fix it later. Yeah, it's acting up. Okay, so hold on. No, save. Did that fix it? It did not. All right, I'll figure this out later. All right, so okay, somebody just sent a message in Esby. Who is this? They won't let me get started with teaching. So much going on. They recorded it so you can see who? See for yourself. This is Amir Jones. Okay, so I gotta follow up with that later. Okay, all right. So Amir, I'm sorry, I'm gonna tell you, you gotta do better. All right, now let's look at today's problem. I just gotta make a note to have staff follow up with Jones. All right, I'll call the parent later. Okay, so today's problem, right? Let's do our exit slip. You can see what I'm doing. I was giving you guys time to catch up while I was trying to fix attendance. It's composed of two things: classroom term of the day, right, is what? And then the basic word of the day is what? Okay, so we got a lot of steps. It's 12:41. We get out of here at 1:20, so we got a lot to do. Let's grab the first two questions. But first, let's get some participation points on the roster. We're going to have some students read.
Can I read first?
Who was that, Tamia? Yeah. She quick with the clutch. All right, so hold on. All right, so put in
you like to read now.
Mr. Works, get back.
Oh, we okay. So, all right, go ahead and read what I just put in chat to me. Give you something to do. But you and Rush get at each other.
Hello, all future electrical engineers. Complete the following questions below. No asynchronous problems are done in class. Asynchronous problems are completed at home. Solve for the order pair x and y using the system of equations via substitution method. Read the problem too.
I'm sorry, I know to turn it off. Yes, read the problem.
Ah, equation 1 is 24 divided by 2x minus 20 divided by 2y equal 18. And the second one is 512 divided by 2x plus 30 divided by 2y equals negative 12 divided by 2.
Tyler, your thing ain't mute, is it? It might.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know if you were saying anything, but
He was muted.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
was saying
whatever
something.
you.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Because
Uh,
yeah, for some reason, my button got stuck on my keyboard and it just muted it. All right,
okay.
so all I said was I'm copying the problem over to. I appreciate that, Rush, because I was like, I thought I was talking. I wasn't even talking. Um,
Can somebody
copy
write
this
in the
over.
chat?
You say what?
Can somebody write in the chat?
Sure. Hello. You see that? Does that help? Okay, she's just stopped talking. All right. So I put in
I
the
said
chat.
yeah. My
You
bad.
got it? Okay. So this is the first question we're gonna put in there. We're gonna go back to Ezzy real quick. We're gonna grab the second question. I don't want you forgetting it. And then another student will have the opportunity to read the last part of what we have to do today. So this is really supposed to be 2A, not 2S, because we're not doing both of them in class. We don't have enough time. But it's a similar procedure. And you could use Math Papa in case you want to ask me to basically do these problems. But the synchronous problem that I'm doing with you, you need to be doing it with me. Right? Meaning the steps should be exactly as the steps I gave you. You can't just go to Math Pop and like, I'll do it later. Tyler ain't gonna know. Tyler's gonna know. I'm that petty. So hold on, let me grab this for you. Gotta get y'all out of this cut corners mentality. All right, so let's see who hasn't read yet. Castro, can you read what I just put in the chat? It starts with please. Remember,
Yes,
and that's
sir.
for 25 points.
Please remember to get the maximum calculation steps for the final answers to the problems needed to be uploaded onto SPDF.
Castro, somehow to your microphone, we couldn't hear you. Can you start over, please? Like
Can you hear me
you're
better now?
far away. Yeah, now
Yeah.
I can.
All right. It says, please remember to get the maximum credit all calculation steps for the final answers to the problem needs to be uploaded to SB via the same format that we have been using since the start of the quarter. This format is shown in the video. Type it Google Doc, convert it to PDF. Stay safe out there and Zen.
Mr. Castro, thank you very much. That's 25 points to his score. Again, when you guys see these points, it's usually because you look at your scores one day, and then I'll go with my clipboard and basically add those points. And if you see a zero turn to 50%, that didn't mean you did the problem. That means you just got credit for it for participating on so many days, right? So you still can go back and change that 50 to a higher score if you do the assignment. That is my way of still trying to help you guys get out the class. All right. So when you're reading the norms, you're sharing out all those points, they accumulate. It's up to you to have enough to make it out the class at the end. All right. So Castro got his points. Let's jump into this problem because it's 12:46 and we don't have a lot of time. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you reduce. So first, type this in here, showing you the steps. I think everybody can see what I'm doing. Reduce all fractions. Okay. Let's start rewriting this. Equation 1 looks like what? So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to say equation 1 turns into what when I reduce? When you reduce fractions, everybody, all you're doing is dividing the numbers. Do not make this hard. So what does this look like when we reduce everything? All right. Grab this and come down one. And when we reduce it, we get what? 24 divided by 2. What could that be? Anybody know? Because if you don't, you just go to Google, open a tab, and you can use Google as a quick calculator if you're rusty at your fractions.
12.
12. Oh, okay. Who said that? Castro? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 10 points. Thank you. So all I was going to show you is Castro probably did mental math, or I don't know what he did, but he knew it. So I hit equal sign in the search bar for Google and type 24 divided by 2. And he is right. That's half of 24 hours is 12, right? So if I do that, you'll see Google will give me an answer. And this is how you guys are supposed to be using the internet, to be honest with you, correctly, not just for scrolling and looking at YouTube. If you want to use YouTube, learn how to do something. So you see there, it's 12, right? 12x. What about 20 divided by 2?
10.
That's Castro's trying to take all the points. So it's 10. Actually, you still got it. You're still sharp over there, Castro. Let's reduce the second equation. He's real good at his math, I see. All right, so I'm going to grab this equation and blow this up. And I'll bring out the calculator again in case Castro doesn't know what it is, but I think he's pretty sharp, unless he already calculated it for us. So the second equation, let's reduce all fractions there, right? So what does that look like when we do it? It's negative 512 divided by 2. What could that be?
256. Negative 256.
So he's racking up, y'all. All right, who's next? What about 30 divided by 2? Y'all let him take all these points. Somebody say something. Castro's running it. 30 divided by 2. What could that be? Nobody?
15.
Thank you for waiting, Castro. I think you already knew the answer. Last one, Castro. Go take it away because everybody seems shy. What is 12 divided by 2, sir?
6. Negative 6.
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, so we have all the elements to begin doing our substitution method. The first thing you want to do in substitution method is 1. So strategy. Choose which equation to work with. That's first. So we're going to choose, I was supposed to say which. Choose which equation to, or yeah, you could say you want to. Thanks, Google. You want to work with. It's your choice. Either way, as long as you stay consistent, you'll get the same answer. The next step is what? Next, choose which variable you want to solve for. All right, so which variable are we solving for? Most students, I can already assume, like x. It doesn't matter as long as you stay consistent. You can start with x or y. So should I just start with x, everybody? Because I know y'all like x. For some reason, we gotta do algebra.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So in this case, we're going to solve. So solve for x. And if that's comfortable for you, I want you to keep that going until you get the hang of solving it for other variables. But this is what y'all comfortable with, so you'll solve for this. All right, so let me slow down and give you all of these notes so far, right? You should have both problems. We have this first problem and the second problem in your notes. But we're working on the synchronous problem. So let me grab this. This is the reduction part. Put that in the chat so you can go ahead and set that up in your document. Just giving you the notes. The next part is the strategy, and I'll put that in once I get most of it done. So what are we working with? Well, I'm going to choose pretty much, I'm looking at the biggest equation. I'm going to choose equation 1 because it looks easier to work with than equation 2. And again, you can choose. So what do? I'm going to take equation 1, the reduced form, right? This part. And I'll put this here.
Mr. Tyler,
Yes.
can you put that in the chat?
What I just put in the chat?
I don't see nothing in the chat.
All right, so I'm gonna put what I put in the chat one more time. And
We're
then,
in the exit slip.
huh?
Can you put the exit slip in the chat too?
Yeah. Let me put the. Okay, so the exit slip was what? I'm glad you reminded me. Let me do this. So the exit slip, in case you forgot, because it's 12:52. We only got 20 minutes. We got a lot to do. Let's see here. We probably might have to finish this up on asynchronous day. So I know the word of the day while this is loading was novel. There it is. So novel, right? And linear equations. Just showing you on the screen what it was. So I'm gonna type it in and put it in the chat for you as well. Okay. So those are the two. The objective we're gonna talk about at the very end again. Now let me put it into the document the way you should. But remember, you don't get credit for just putting that little bit into your document. You need a definition of these. So the term was linear equations. And the word of the day for Townhouse and GGI, as they mentioned, was novel. Let me grab this and put it in the chat for you. Okay. There you go. Now back to the problem. How do we do this? Well, first you want to solve for x, right? Because that's what we decided on as a class. Down one. And how do we get x by itself? Well, I would start by removing this 10y to the other side. It's a negative 10y. So let me show you the changes you would do with your algebra. All right. So plus, and then it's only plus because it's 10y. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put it in different colors so you can see the algebraic changes. Right. So this is the change here. But what you do to one side of the equation, on one side of the equal sign, you got to do to the other. So let me come over here and do this. Now, again, we did it there. So we got to take this and do it to the other side of the equal sign and cross some things out. Okay. All right. So how does this change now? We're still working on equation one, everybody. Well, these two are going to cross out because they're like terms. They're going to become 0. So we can strike that out. Yes, once I'm done, I'll put this in the chat. So our new equation is what? Well, we can remove all this jazz because it becomes 0, right? You see it gets smaller. Now we still got to get x by itself. Down one. And in order to do that, when you see 12 attached to a variable like x, that means it's multiplying. The opposite of multiplication is division. So come over here and do that for you. So I'm going to put parentheses around this because this whole thing is about to be divided by something, and that is 12. I'll change the color so you can see what happened from equation to equation as I did the algebra with you. So, right, and then I'm coming over here, and this was the change. But what you do to one side, everybody, and you know what I'm about to say, you have to do it to the other. So let's come over here and divide everything on this side of the equation by 12. Okay, so let's get this corrected. All right. And boom. All right. So this, everything in the parentheses right here is pretty much being divided by 12. Okay, if you can see that. Okay, so divided by 12. I'm just going to come over here and grab that. Because this is the algebra part. What you do to one side, you do the other. And this is the change I made to one side. So you got to do it to the other one. Now, what crosses out? If you look, 12 divided by 12 is 1. So we finally got x by itself, right? So let's cross some things out. And then this over here is gone. And then what happens is we have a new fraction, two fractions over here, because this 12 divides by 18 and the 10y. So let's change that up a little bit. So it's going to become 18 and then divided by 12. And then it's going to be 10y also divided by 12. That's a new fraction you got to deal with. Okay, so that's your new setup right there. So put parentheses around that and parentheses around this because all that's going to be divided. Let me clean it up for you. All right, and then this is pretty much all going to be divided by 12. There we go. Now let's clean this equation up for the next step. So what does all this become so we can get this problem done? This is a substitution part, everybody, because now we get x by itself. So this is gone, and all of this is gone. Now, in this phase, we can just divide the numbers out and get it even smaller. So let's reduce this. What is 18 divided by 12 going to become? You don't know. Okay, I got a hand raised. Tamia?
I was finna ask you something. So how the x become by itself is gonna be x equal 18 divided by 12 plus 10y divided by 12.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the answer to that is 1.5.
Was that 18 divided by 12?
Okay.
I think she's right. Let's see. I'm gonna put this in. You said 1 point what, Tamia?
5
Okay. And did you do 10 divided by 12?
is 0.8 and 3 repeating.
So 0.838, right? And we can say 9 because it's repeating. And don't forget y, right?
No, it's 0.83 and
8.
the 3
Oh,
repeating.
8.3. Okay, I didn't hear you right. 8.3. And then you said 3 repeats?
Yeah.
We just say 0.83. All right, let's see if she's right. If she's right, I'm going to give her 25 points because she did the part I was about to ask you guys to do. So let's take a look. Let's make this black so you know that that's done. But all she could have did, if she, I don't know if she had a calculator or not, is the first one was, if you're wondering how she got that, press equal in Google, right? Search bar equal sign, and then put 18 divided by 12. And I guess we could trust Tamia because it looks like it's about right. 1.5. All right, so 25 points. I'm not going to check the other one, but that's just what you had to do. Now we got to finish this up because we're going to take this and substitute it into the other equation. And I'm going to highlight this because we had to come back to it and still get what x is. This is only a partial solution. It's not the only solution. So we're almost done with this problem. So let me highlight this because we got to come back to it in case you forget about it. So next, your strategy, right? Substitute the partial, because that's all it is. It's not a full solution. Partial solution for x above into equation 2. Right? And we're going to do this so we can solve for our next steps. Now let me slow down and put this in the chat for you all so you can catch up with crossing things out and getting it right. So grab this, copy, and here you go. Tamia, you got to lower your hand. It looks like you still got a question. So those are the next steps, right? That's the part Tamia helped us out with. Okay, thank you for lowering your hand because she was confusing me. Oh, you got another question, Tamia? All right, so I'm going to take equation 2, and we're going to substitute, use the reduced version of equation 2, not the fraction version. We're going to sub it into equation 2. So we come here, and boom. And like I said, we're going to substitute in our x for this equation. So I'm going to copy this and come down one, put that there. And what goes inside of this x is what we solved for earlier. So it's up here. It's 1.5. The answer to me is just gave us, right? Copy that, and it goes into parentheses because that's what we're putting or substituting, hint substitution method into this equation. This is what you end up having. Okay. Now, we got to combine some like terms. We got to do some distribution. We got to combine some stuff. It's one-on-one, so I want to do this and get it done. So we do share outs and get you guys ready for your next period because we're almost through with this problem, believe it or not. So now with distribution, we're going to combine some things. So that's 256 multiplied by 1.5. If you see it there, that's the next step. 256 times 1.5 is what? If you don't know, and don't forget it's negative, right? So we're doing this part right here. distribution, the 256 multiplies into the 1.5 and it multiplies into the 0.38. I'm sorry, 0.83y. So you had to multiply it twice before you can rewrite the equation. So the first one is, and anybody is free to tell me for 10 points if they know. You type into Google equal signs and then minus 256, right? Showing you the easiest way to do it because you got to do this on your own in your homework problem. Multiply by, hit the multiplication sign, 1.5. Hit enter, and this is how you guys should use your computers, right? Not just to be on the internet, but to use it to get your work done, make life easier on you. So it becomes negative 384 when you multiply it by that. So let's rewrite this. It's going to be 384, right? And then don't forget you got to do 256 times that 0.38y, which is this part. And it's negative 256, right? So what does that become? All right, so I'm going to type it in again. It says negative 256. Got the negative sign there? Okay, just type it over.
You got the answer, Mr. Tyler.
You got the answer to what I'm about to do?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Is it negative 211.646667?
211. You were close, so I'll give you the 20 points because you were real. I mean, the 10 points. You're really close. So it actually is supposed to be negative 212.48. Okay, so just check what you typed in there. So let's see here, because it's negative 256 times 0.83, right? And then y is attached to that. So we're going to type in here negative 212. Right? So we come here. It's negative 212.48, and it's y. Now we got to combine like terms, everybody. And you see the y's there, so combine them because they are like terms.
Ain't you gonna add, Mr. Tyler?
Well, are you talking about add or put the like terms? Oh yeah, you can, but remember one of them is negative and one of them is positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you have that part? Because I'm talking about this part right here.
So it's negative 212.48. So we gonna subtract 15 on both sides?
Well, you're just gonna put them together first. So that's negative 212.48 plus 15. If you don't know how to do that, you can put it in Google, right? So
is it 197?
I think you're right. Okay. She racking up today. So all she did is, again, everybody, negative 212.48. You got the points, Tamir. Great job. 15, because I think she's right from what she said. And yes, 197.48. All right, so let's type that in. And this part right here becomes that. So it's going to be 197.48y. Okay. Now, what Tamir was talking about, we're going to do some algebra to get y by itself, right? So let's do that. So we want to get 384. There's negative 384 on the other side. The best way to do that is do the opposite of negative 384. And that's just 384 positive. Mark this in red, the changes. But what you do to one side, right, you got to do to the other. Other side of the equal sign, I should say. Right? Let's rewrite it and clean it up because some things cross out, right? When we get closer to y. So in this step here, we know that the 384 right here and that 384, they go away. They cross each other. They become 0. And what happens is we have a new equation over here, but let's combine this real quick. What is negative 6 plus 384? It's going to be a positive number overall, right? How about this part right here? What is that going to be? I can do that in my head, actually. So you go down by 4, you got 380. You come down 2 more, you're what, 278? No, I'm sorry, 378, right? Am I right? Okay, so let's rewrite it. So this is gone. I'm moving a little fast because it's 1:06 and we're almost out of time, everybody. And I want you to have everything you need. We will try to do share outs tomorrow for in-class points because I want you to have time to get all these notes and everything edited correct because I'm going to give you 5 minutes. And we get out of here at 1:20, so we really don't have time for share outs. But I do want to see what you've done in class. So be ready tomorrow in asynchronous time to get your in-class points. We're going to do share outs and talking about old problems that you haven't done yet. And that's Thursday for robotics students only, tomorrow. Okay, so let's finish this off because we're almost through with it. Y is not by itself yet. But we got to make sure, if you notice, that's negative 197.48y multiplied by, to me, your hands up. Go ahead.
Is we going to multiply or divide this?
We're going to divide, right? Well, we're not going to multiply because it's already being multiplied, right? So we're going to divide it to remove that 197 and negative 197 off of that y to answer your question. So let me hurry up and do that because she's right. She's really participating. Girl, good at math. So this is going to be divided by what we don't want, right? I told you it's that negative
13.
What are you talking about? What did you do, Castro?
I did the division for 197.
You did 378 divided by.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah, okay. Be careful.
Yeah. Mr. Tyler.
Yes.
Is it going to be negative 1.25 and some more numbers?
I don't know. I'm going to calculate it, but you and Castro might have it.
180.52.
Hold on. Let me catch up to y'all. Y'all moving too quick. I'll try to hurry up. They moving. So this is what they have, everybody, because Castro and Tamia are taking over. Let's see here. Get it set up. So if you put in there, and I think they're right. I heard the numbers. But if you want to catch up to them, what you would do is you would go to Google again. And our calculation is what? So they said for 378, let's put that in here. Okay, 378 divided by a negative 197.48. What do we get? I think they both got it. Okay. All right, both of y'all get 10 points. Let me write that down. They've been keeping up. Okay. All right. So let me keep going. Thank you both. Let's clean this equation up, though. So we're going to cross some things out in this next step, right? They basically jumped ahead, everybody. So if you watch what I'm doing, you'll see what they're talking about. So this crosses out, right? Because you're getting y by itself. Cross it out. And this part crosses out. We're almost through the problem. And it's 109. Oh, this is great timing. All right, so now I was told by both Tamia and Castro that it's going to be this number here, right? Which is negative 1.91. That's all you got to put. So negative 1.91. They're getting points for just participating. That's crazy. All right, so now our new equation is what? Well, we know all of this is gone and we got y by itself. We're going to use this last part.
Y equals negative 1.91?
Yes, sir. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what do we do now? We're almost through with this. We're going to take that y and go back and figure out what x was. Who, for 20 points, remembers the old algebra joke? Nobody. Okay. All right, so let me come up here and finish the problem off, everybody. And I'll put this in the chat first.
Isn't it algebra? Don't ask me to find your x, and don't ask me why.
You got it. He remembers. Pretty good, Castro. All right, so now we got to go back and find x. That's the purpose of the joke. He got 20 points. So you remember that when he was in the building with us. So now you need all these steps and make sure you cross everything out. I just put it in the chat. The final steps is, here's the final part. Now go back and solve for x. Now, how do you do that? That's why I highlighted a long time ago that solution we found, that partial solution we found.
We don't have to plug it in there?
Yes.
So the y changes from the 15?
Okay, give me a second, Castro. Let me catch up. You're moving too quick for everybody. You know what to do, so I should see a lot of work from you. So you'll come back here to this, right? That's the equation we did a long time ago for equation 1, right? I'm going to grab that and put this here. And this is what Castro was telling y'all. We're going to take this equation, I'm going to copy and come down one, and we're going to plug in what we just found for y into that y there, everybody. So let's do that. We're going to rewrite it again so you can see it better. And what goes here in this y is what we just found. And that's going to be what? Our negative 1.91. Now, all you got to do is calculate all that real quickly. All right. So this is the change from that equation. Now, I just took this from right here, in case you forgot. Okay. Now, all I'm going to do is...
So the ones that, so you add it and then you multiply it? Whatever's in
Yes,
the parentheses?
order of operations, right, Castro? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So you got to do what first, if you're going to do it that way? Multiplication first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you do addition or subtraction. So let's go through it slowly. Or, because we don't have a lot of time, it's 1:12. We're almost through with this thing. You can put it right into Google and see what happens. So I'm going to grab this and the equal sign. And I'm going to go to Google and say, hey, Google, I'm really, really crunched for time. What is this going to become? So I'll put this here. And boom. And you see it did everything correctly for me. So now I just got to put the answer in. And the final answer is what? Well, it's negative 0.85. So we say 0.09. So the answer is 0.09. And I got to put the equal sign there. Was it negative? I don't remember. For the final answer, you got to write it out. It's negative. Okay, so let me put that negative in there. So your super final answer is, what is your ordered pair? Okay. And your ordered pair is, so your ordered pair is, and your ordered pair is always your x comma y, everybody, in case you forgot, written that way. And you just put what it is. So in parentheses, it'll be negative 0.09, comma, negative 1.91. All right, so let me grab everything you didn't get. Let me see what you didn't get. Okay, so you didn't get this last part. We are at the end of class. Okay, so I'm going to give you a clock of about like 4 more minutes, and then you can share out. Don't forget that you use the same technique to tackle the homework problem. If you get stuck, at least try it out and turn something in by 8. Because asynchronous day, you can come back and still get 80% of credit for that one problem if you need me to go over it again. But that depends on who comes to asynchronous days and who's in class, right? So come with questions. Does everybody have all the notes? Are we ready for share outs, or you need more time? Because we only got 5 more minutes of class left.
Need more time.
Okay.
Miss Tyler.
Yes, Miss Love.
I don't know how to. Boy, stop yelling. I don't know how to scratch the
How to cross things out?
Yeah.
How to cross things out? Okay. So to me, all you do is highlight what you want to cross out, okay? And then you come first highlight it, and then you come over here to format, text, and strike through.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys about 3 more minutes. We're gonna do share outs. Oh, Franklin left. We're gonna do share outs. We're not done yet. I tried to tell her that. Let me see here. So get y'all, like I can give you 4, I can give you 3 more minutes because we gotta get ready to close the class up. Get y'all ready for next period. So 3 more minutes. Use this time to catch up. And what we'll do is during asynchronous day, I'm gonna ask you to share your screen, okay? But use this time to finish up and also turn in something before 8 so you can get some of the credit, you guys. I did most of the work.
Share out.
Go ahead, Carter. Let me turn this on. Thank you for stepping up like that. Let me see here. All right, Mr. Carter, you got the floor. Your share button should be activated now. There you go. Okay, so you just got to cross things out some more. Okay. Yeah, you got a lot done, dude. You got everything. Okay, so just use what you know to tackle that homework problem, Carter, and don't forget your exit slip and stuff. Turn it in by 8 if you can. You're free to go, sir. Thank you.
Can I show you what I got, Mr. Tyler?
You sure can.
All right.
All right, Carter's points. Let me write this down.
I still gotta cross some more stuff out.
I know you got till 8 to finish everything, so don't panic. Okay. I see your screen, but you don't have your doc. Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay, you finishing it up. You're doing good. Yeah. Don't forget to put the definitions of your exit slip to me, and you're free to go. Send in your title too. You're free
Okay.
to go. Turn it in by 8 tonight, though. Don't try that set home though. Don't not try it.
Okay, wait. Can you present again so I could take a picture of what you crossed out?
Yeah, sure. I'm still presenting, but let me be the main presenter for a second. If no one else is feeling confident to share, we only got 2 minutes of class. You're free to
Me,
go.
can I share?
Yeah. To me,
Go
take a
up
quick
here, Mr.
snapshot.
Tyler.
You said what? Go up. Hurry, because
Yeah.
Castro's ready to share. You got it?
Okay, go up more.
Okay.
All right, right here. All right.
Okay. Castro, go ahead. I'll see you later, Tamia. Try to get it done.
Can I share tomorrow, Miss Tyler?
Right after Mr. Castro, you sure can.
I just need a.
I said tomorrow. Can I share tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes, you're free to go. But be ready to share, though, because I want you to get those points. Castro, you got a lot done.
I just need to cross them out. That's all I need, Mr. Tyler.
All right. Take care of it and turn it in, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Next would be, let's see here. Concepcion, are you there, David? You're frozen. It's like I can see you're frozen. That's crazy. David, are you with us, or did you step away? Your screen is completely frozen, meaning you're not here. Okay, I see a screen. Oh, you're moving again. See, you guys think I don't know when y'all do that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How much did you get done, David? Can you share your screen? There you go. My man, great job. You've been keeping up with me. Okay. Just make sure you turn everything in, Dave. I seen you turn in some assignments. That's good. You're doing better. Make sure you turn everything in by 8 o'clock. Finish it all up, okay?
Okay.
All right. Take care.